Living in Vermont means keeping warm in the winter. And as we all know, keeping our homes and businesses warm and comfortable is a major part of any budget. No matter what type of house or home you live in, reducing the cost of heating, cooling, and powering needs to become a significant priority in these times of economic, energy, and climate concerns. I'm Paul Zabriskie of Energy Smart, and this video is being produced by Up Vermont to introduce you to actions homeowners and renters can take to save energy by providing energy conservation tips, by identifying specific places where your home loses heat, by demonstrating step-by-step methods to reduce areas of heat loss, and by alerting you to technical and financial resources available for saving energy. In moving towards reducing our energy use, our first priority is conservation, followed by efficiency, followed by alternative energy. Conservation means using less energy by making behavioral changes, such as lowering thermostats, line drying clothes, and turning off lights and appliances. Efficiency means getting more out of the same amount of energy, or getting the same level of performance out of less energy, such as using Energy Star rated appliances or compact fluorescent light bulbs. In other words, we should turn it off, turn it down, tune it up, and buy smart. As we begin looking for ways to conserve energy, it's important to try and understand the interaction between the cold air we're trying to keep out of the house and the warm air we're trying to keep in. One of the main ways that homes lose heat is through convection. That is, when heat is carried by a moving current of air or fluid. Warm air is lighter and it is pushed upward by the denser cold air. In your home, that warm air rises and escapes through air leaks in the top of the building. This warm air leaking out at the top creates negative pressure on the bottom, where cold air is sucked in through various leaks. The best opportunity for reducing heat loss in most homes is through plugging these air leaks. The most prevalent leaks in a house are in the basement, where cold air enters, in the attic, where warm air escapes. Air leakage also occurs within walls, where convection pressure will drive air through fiberglass and loose insulation. Assuming that most houses have at least some air leaks, the priorities for sealing these leaks include the attic, where warm air escapes, the basement, where cold air is sucked in, and the middle of the house, where efficiency measures are most difficult and often the most expensive because it is finished space. We will be demonstrating some of the cost-effective ways a homeowner or renter can address some of the commonly found air leaks in residential buildings. The basic measures we'll be demonstrating can be accomplished alone or as part of a neighborhood effort. Addressing all the opportunities to button up one's house may require a professional or additional instruction. Some basic air sealing materials that you will need include caulk, the tube or rope type, weather stripping, foil-faced rigid foam board, and by far the most indispensable material is low expanding foam, either in the disposable can or the reusable foam gun. This disposable can is great for one-off applications, but it can be messy. The reusable foam gun allows precision application, and it can be used day in and day out. You should also have and make use of some simple safety equipment, including dust masks, safety goggles, rubber or leather gloves. A good place to start is with the attic hatch, where worn or missing weather stripping allows warm air to leak into the attic. This is very common in Vermont. Let's watch as Dave and Corey from Community Action Weatherization demonstrate how to stop air leaking into the attic through the attic hatch.
There's the attic hatch. No insulation on the back of this. We're going to add 4 inches of high R to this because of the plane here. Okay, we've cut a piece of 2-inch high R. We're going to double this up like we said. We're going to put the shiny side towards the heated surface again, which is down. Put it on top of the plywood. We've taped the edges also, again, just to save it from wear and tear and the particles that can become airborne. We've got to screw the first layer down because our screws are only 2.5 inches. We're going to put this layer on and tape it to this one. With our foil tape again. Put half the tape on the bottom one, half the tape on the upper one. and get a good seal there. There. Looks like a good seal. Do we want to do the weather stripping before we try the hatch back in?
We can, yeah. This is just some foam weather strip, and we're going to apply this around the attic hatch. We've already insulated it, and it's important to air seal around as well. The insulation that we put on the back of the hatch can be ineffective if we don't air seal correctly. We're also going to caulk this insulation to the hatch.
So we don't have that air passage behind here. And the R value of the high R will be effective. There, we've caulked all four sides. Sometimes it's good to mark your hatch the way it came out. I put a little mark on here in the beginning before, so I know which way is towards the front of the house.
Pull-down attic stairs are similar to fixing an attic hatch, except you may want to seal it tight with an insulated cover above the stairs. Plugging plumbing and wiring penetrations are also relatively easy places to stop air leaks.
Besides insulating and air sealing your attic hatch, we should look for other air sealing possibilities up in the attic also. And we can spot some of them from down here. Probably the light fixtures are going to be leakers to the attic. Interior wall partitions are sometimes connected to the house and let air leakage happen into the attic. We also want to, while we're up there, look at the bathroom fan. Plumbing vent stacks. They make big protrusions through the attic sometimes and out through the roof, just letting all this warm air rise right up and out.
Here we are in the attic, and fiberglass everywhere, but this fiberglass isn't performing as good as it could be because this attic hasn't been properly air sealed. So we're just going to paw around a little bit, move this fiberglass out of the way, looking for electrical penetrations and interior wall top plates, basically anything from the living space up through here that's connecting it. And here we've got an electrical penetration, which is connecting this attic right to the downstairs, as well as an exposed top plate. So the cure for that is just to take our single part foam, and we're just going to fill the hole. Now the same goes for our interior wall partitions. Just a single part foam, just a good bead. And you're going to want to do the edges of this strapping as well. The ceiling's strapped so the air can still move. Okay, now that we've finished sealing up that section of tall plate and that electrical penetration, just flip the fiberglass back down. And another key spot to hit are your plumbing penetrations. So we're going to walk over to this one. It's pretty obvious. And again, we're just going to move the fiberglass back, exposing the top plate and the penetration, and we'll foam seal that as well.